Hello everybody, this is Simeonski and today I'm going to show you how to build in Rec Room with your Maker Pen. And this is the first tutorial where I will go over all the basic things, how you create a room and how you use the tools that you have. And then we will continue with more advanced things later. Thanks for watching. So, how do you create your new room? It's pretty easy. You go to your hand, go to your menu, whatever you want, and you have a tab here that's called Create. Press it. Oops. Okay, press it, and then you go to Create New Room. You have several templates that you can use. Some are from the Rec Room originals that you can just take but the normal one you would take to start something new is of course the Maker Room tutorial. You can give it your name here, but this I think you can change later if you want, but I will just go with Simeon's Maker Room for now and go to Create.
You can name and publish this room by pressing.
So once you're in your Maker Room, this is the plain thing that you can see. You have your boxes here, and what you want to do now is, of course, you want to create something in here, right? So, go to your watch again, and then go to your backpack. And then you have the Maker Pen here that you will need. You can click on Use to spawn it, or what you would want to do here is you click on Favorite. This means you can, of course, call it here from the menu, like this. Use, boop. Then it's here and you can pick it up. Or you just grab behind your back and you can get it from there. And if you lose it again, you can always get it back from the back of yourself, so to say. So let's go through what this thing can do for you. Let's see. Okay, let's go through the settings. First tab, we have the config tab. This will come in when you select anything and you want to set the settings for that. Second one is the palette. So in the palette you have different options. You see up here. You have the shapes, which is cubes, ribbon, cubes, spheres, cylinders, wedge, pyramid, hemisphere, different objects that you can place in the room. I will explain this, how exactly this works later, of course. Then you have swatches, which is all the color shapes that you have. So you can select materials or colors, or even resize the shape of like the texture and stuff and save it and color your stuff with this. Then you have props. This is all the things that Rec Room offers. It's mostly things that can be picked up or can be placed or have some special function, like the holotop projector here, for example, or like some weapons or beams or things like that. There's a lot of some Halloween items and stuff like that. Creative things to paint and everything. Yeah, that you can just pick up from here, place into the room. The inventions is a very interesting thing because this is all user generated stuff that you can get from the store and place in your room. Or also save your own. Like this would also be something, as you see here, I saved some of my own. This is a good way to get some things you build from one room into the other. You will use inventions for that. Circuits. Circuits is everything that is interactable that you can build with. There will be more in the tutorial. There's a lot of things here that You see, it looks already a little bit complicated, but it will become more easy once we get to this. But this one you will not need for now. You see already, you have some audio players, buttons and stuff like that. Lights, maybe. Lights you can place easily without knowing much. Yep. And then you have CV1. This is the all circuit system, which I will not explain much, only if there's no new circuits yet, because I'm working with the new circuit CV2, and this is what you should also do. Learn CV2, don't start with the CV1 stuff when you start it now, because it will eventually change from the old system to the new one. Okay, what else do you have here? So this was the Pallet Tab. Then we have a Tools tab. So let's go quickly through the tools that we have. So we have this top level here, where you can select something and edit it. You can undo and redo things. You have a selection of how you want to place things. You have off, which is place things normally in the room. I will explain this later in the second one. Then surface means it snaps to the ground or to the wall. And grid means it stays on a special grid that is preset here. World space means this will come in when you move things. It will move according to the object you placed or according to the world, which you will see in the next tutorial. So then we have here all our tools, and here we have all our settings. So let's start with the tools for now. In the settings, I will not explain too much of the settings. The settings will come in when I explain the tools in the workflow. So you have, I will just show for now, you have two settings here that are different for every tool. You have some general settings that you can set up, like what you want to see in your room, and some circuit and debugging that we will use for circuits. So it's all connected, snapping and grid. You can change your grid if you want, but it all comes in when you start doing things with here. There will be different settings for every tool you have over here. So basically that's what it is, and we have some general settings. So the create tool is kind of self-explanatory. You use it. Go back to the palette, change what you want to create. For example, I want to create a cube now. And then with the create tool, I can just use this to place my object somewhere in the room. Yeah, let's go down. So there it is. And the second tool is the select tool. This will be to select things, and you can select multiple things with that. And then you also have options. And the select tool also lets you copy and paste stuff, so you can click on select several things, go on options, go to copy, and then you have a paste recent or even a clipboard where you can paste other things and can paste what you just selected somewhere in the place. But this is the main reason why you would use this is the main reason why you would use the select tool. On one hand to select several things and to copy and paste them, but you would also use this in order to combine things to save space, basically save ink. But this will be in another tutorial. You have an ink system, and once this is full you cannot build anymore, and you can save ink in several ways by connecting several objects together. So the connect tool you will mainly use for circuits. There are some inputs and outputs. It's for the programming of circuits. You can also connect objects, but I never use this. It's basically to make the circuit system work. The config is the same like this tab actually, but this is if you have this selected, you just click and it goes to this config tab. That's all it does. Transform is the opportunity to move objects. to scale objects at the same time and to rotate them. So, move tool, same as the transform, but you lose the opportunity to actually rotate and scale. Rotate, self-explanatory, you can rotate, but you use the opportunity to move and scale. Scale, you can only scale and lose these two things. So basically these things, you might want to use them, but you don't really need them. The transform tool does everything that these guys do here. So I normally only use this. Clone flip is very interesting. You can just copy things here easily. So, and even turn them around, like mirror them. Color tool lets you change the color of objects you already put in the room. Bum, 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 like that. The freeze tool, very important one, especially if you build with a lot of people or if you have a lot of objects. You can click on something in the room, and once it's frozen, it will not be affected by other things. You will not be able to move it around or delete it or anything like that anymore. Very, very helpful if you have, like, for example, a landscape that is finished and you just don't want to touch it anymore or don't want to accidentally move it or delete it or something like this. Then you will use the freeze tool for that. If you click it again, you can unfreeze it. So, but only if the tool is selected can you do that. So make invention. Inventions are used basically to save what you build, to put it in the store, or even to move it from one room to the other. So you can use it as private inventions that just you can see, so to move things from one to one, or you can publish these inventions as well in the store so other people can use it, put it in their room. That's what it does. Manipulate. This is something you will need especially for tubings and stuff. This is basically where you can here in this it doesn't make sense. For this it's kind of the same like transform, but if you have a tube object that has different points, then you can individually move the points around a little bit and do some precise interaction with it, of course. And the delete tool is basically to delete stuff. So this would be the most important part of this. This is where you will always be and go through these things. Then just to show everything, we have a logging screen. I almost never used it, but once we have circuits enabled, you will probably be using this sometimes just to see if something goes wrong, what happened, and yeah, something like this. It's just showing when something goes wrong, basically. And this room tab will open the same thing that you can have on when you go to your watch. And maybe this is also interesting. This is basically where you can do the settings for your room you just created. Or to show what it looks like. And let's go through the room settings real quick. You can save here. Very important, of course. Then you can, with this, revert the room to a previous save. I don't have any, but so you can, if you do something new and it doesn't work, you can go back to the last save. Or to some automatic save if you want to. Yeah. But here we have also the room settings. So main settings, you can put a picture here, do some information, rec room description, set some text for your room, like game, and secondary could be hangout and art, something like this. And the additional text, if you want to set a warning text, if you have like violence and stuff like that, or intense motion, you just click this and people will be warned when they enter. You can also do a custom one, yeah, For example, this contains. I do this for some of my rooms that I have about the Bible, and I would put here, oh, this is a Bible story, so it will contain some religious, some religious stuff. So be warned that this will happen. You can allow beta content here. This will add more, especially circuits to the room that are in testing and may change over time. You can allow other players to copy the room. I wouldn't do that, and you can do some other settings. Allow walk-in VR, teleporting, support the screen mode, which normally you can just leave this on. It's okay. Yeah, and this is something for AI, which you won't need now, and yeah, you can change the loading screen here if you want to, but this you can also think this you would do on RecNet. And delete your room, and yeah, then you have subrooms that you can create here to link, so you can put doors in your room that go to another subroom, and you can connect those. You have keys you won't need, currencies you won't need now, consumables, earnings. It's all stuff that, yeah, this is basically maybe something you might need if you build with others. You can, and you make money with this room or something, you can split the earnings by everyone contributing. Cloud data, permissions. Yeah, most of the things you won't really need much. Maybe the moderation settings, you might want to play with this. For instance, just to show you. Okay. Okay. This would be the basic ideas for room creation. I didn't show you anything that you can do. Next tutorial I will show you how you can easily fill this room with things, and you don't need to create yet. Just how you kind of put things into your room. Thanks for watching. Thank you guys for watching again. As always, like and subscribe, and visit my extra room that I built to show off the things that you can do and to give you a little bit insight, especially when the circuits come up, that you can just check out, make a selfie, post it, whatever. And yeah, see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.